Good day everyone, especially to our Professor Maida L. Cantong. I'm Joanne M. Ortiz, Teacher 1. My topic for today's discussion are Educational Philosophies of Frontier Thinkers of Education. Number 2, Functions of Philosophies of Education and Importance of Philosophy of Education. Educational Philosophies of Frontier Thinkers of Education. Number 1, Socrates, 469 to 399 BC. Credited as one of the founders of Western philosophy, believed, I only know that I know nothing. Number 2, Plato, during 428 to 346 BC. Devoted young follower of Socrates, believed that the state should provide the schooling, not the parents. Believed equal education for all, whether male or female. The three elements of society. Number 1, the peasants. Number 2, the warriors. And number 3, the philosopher kings. The academy is a sort of quasi-religious fraternity, where rich young men studied mathematics, astronomy, law, philosophy, depending entirely on donations. The three levels of education: elementary school, military training, and higher education. Number 3, philosophy. Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC. First student of Plato. The first to classify areas of human knowledge into distinct disciplines such as mathematics and ethics. Logic, first to develop a formalized system for reasoning. Lyceum, a school of learning based in Athens, Greece, and he was an inspiration for the Peripatetics. Realism, Aristotelian realism based on the principle that ideas can exist without matter, but no matter can exist without form. Conception of the four causes. Number 1, material cause, the matter from which something is made. Number 2, formal cause, the design that shapes the material object. Number 3, efficient cause, the agent that produces the object. And number 4, final cause, the direction toward which the object is tending. Number 4, philosopher, John Amos Comenius, during 1592 to 1670 BC. Father of modern education, developed philosophies. Pansophism, a philosophy emphasizes political unity, religious reconciliation, and cooperation in education. Visionary and innovator, he thinks in bigger pictures and believes much of lives that learning should be woven together, a concept he called via loxes, way of life, a universal plan of education and peace. John Locke, during 1632 to 1704, principles of empiricism. He advanced the hypothesis that people learn primarily from external forces. Tabula rasa. He asserted that at birth the human mind is a blank state or tabula rasa, or an empty cup of ideas. He believed that individuals acquire knowledge most easily when they first consider simple ideas gradually combined to complex ones. Liberalism is a distinct philosophical tradition employed the concept of natural rights and the social contact to argue that the role of law should replace both tradition and absolutism and government. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, during 1592 to 1670, social contrast theory, believed man was born free and he is everywhere in chains. Naturalism. It is a concept that firmly believes that ultimate reality lies in the nature of the matter. Matter is considered to be supreme, and mind is the functioning of the brain that is made up of matter. Jesus Christ. Right relationship with God should precede all kinds and types of education. But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6, verse 33. Functions of philosophies of education. Curriculum. Aims of education. Philosophy of education provides original ideas regarding all aspects of education, particularly educational aims, methods of teaching, curriculum, teacher, and students. The 6 branches of philosophy are epistemology, logic, metaphysics, ethics, aesthetics, and political philosophy. Outlook function of philosophy is the ability to give a united picture of the world in general, to combine data of sciences, arts, and practices. Methodological function is to identify ways to achieve some goal, such as scientific knowledge, aesthetic, creativity, and social practice. The function of philosophy in life is it helps us solve our problems, mundane or abstract. The importance of philosophy is the study of philosophy helps us to enhance our ability to solve problems, our communication skills, our persuasive powers, and our writing skills. The 5 functions of educational philosophy are speculative function, normative function, criticism function, theory to practice function, and integrative function. Function of education philosophy is to investigate comparison of the influences of the competitive philosophies in the process of life and of the possibility of educational processes and character development in order to find the desired educational management to foster the most constructive character for the youth and old. Speculative function. Function of education is trying to understand the whole issue of education and to formulate it in a basic description as a scientific data complement. Philosophy of education also tries to understand the whole issue of education in its relationship with other factors that affect education. The normative function. The function of educational philosophy is as direction, guidance for the realization of education. This principle is summed up in educational purpose, which is to build an ideal society and establish norms aspired. Educational philosophy provides norms and consideration for the normative and scientific realities to form culture. Criticism functional. Function of educational philosophy is to provide basic operational critical definition in considering and interpreting the scientific data. For example, is measurement data of evaluation analysis both personality and achievement. Criticism function also means analysis and comparative on something to get a conclusion. In this case, philosophy of education can set achievement classification appropriately with objective data, figure, or statistics. The theory of practice function. All ideas, conceptions, analysis, and conclusions of educational philosophy serve as theory. This theory is the basis for the implementation educational practice. Philosophy provides general principles for a practice. The criticism functional. Educational philosophy has an integrative function which is based on the understanding that philosophy of education is as a spiritual principle or a spiritual of education. The importance of philosophy of education to the teacher. Number 1, by learning philosophy, a teacher should be able to view and analyze from the perspective of their students. Number 2, teachers are mentors and play an action role in collocation-dependent thinking in students. That's all. Thank you.